Hi, hello. This is January the 16th, 2014, and this is my class B, Social Studies. This is
Fun.
and 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 today we're going to be discussing the Little Rock Nine, the event from the Little Rock Nine. They're going to be tested tonight on the Little Rock Nine, and make sure they understand everything. We'll make sure they have, if they have any questions, that everything is answered. So, what do you know about the Little Rock Nine up to date?
They were six. They went to Little Rock High School. Central High School. There were six African Americans.
How many?
Six. Nine. Wait, was it nine?
The Little Rock Nine, not Little Rock Six.
I think it's
Yeah, you know the
Little
Tennessee.
Rock. Oh yeah.
There are nine. What Chase brought about the integration of Central High School?
Board of Education.
Do you know that case was about?
Yes, it was about, I think it was about when
Olivia's son. Oliver
L. Brown, he was discussing how every time he tried to enroll his daughter in a school, they always was rejected.
Yeah. And so they took it to the Supreme Court. And that's the case that really brought about the Little Rock Nine episode. What happened when the Little Rock Nine first tried to go into school? What happened?
The National Guard turned him down.
They turned them down. From who? By whose orders?
The governor.
Governor Fathers. And he said on his watch it's not going to be any integration. After that day, who stated that was unconstitutional and that they have to go into the school? President Eisenhower. When that happened, were the people like, okay, fine, they can come in, or were they still resistant? What did they do with them when they were talking to school?
They spit on them.
Were they safe when they were in school?
No.
No. They were each of them was assigned one soldier to protect them, and they still really didn't feel protected, but each one of them had an actual individual soldier. What did they say their emotions was during that time? If you read anything about the Little Rock Nine, how did they say their emotions was?
They were scared.
They were scared. They were frightened because they had a whole mob of adult white people and as well as teenagers trying to hurt them. How did they sneak them into the school after President Eisenhower gave them the order? How did they get them to the school?
They went through the back.
They went through the side door. Once the mob found out they were inside the school, what happened? They started to riot. Once they started to riot, it was a man from the press, a black man. He was from the press, and it was only him and another black man that were actually there to cover the black side of the news, and they were amongst all these white people. So once they found out that those kids were in that school, the whole mob started saying, "Oh, you did this as a diversion. You did this to try to get our attention off the students. It's your fault." And so they started to actually attack these two black men. And they were pushing them and shoving them in the street. And they actually, one man was like over 6 feet tall. And they took a brick and one man hit him in the head. And it really injured him. All this was just because of what? What was all this hate because of? Color of his skin. Let me see how I put this. Did anybody read the incident on Elizabeth Expert, how she came to school late? Anybody see that? She got to the school late. That she didn't go with the whole. Exactly, and she missed the group, so she was alone. So she didn't have any police officers. She didn't have anybody like that. And so she was the one that you see on the documentary with sunglasses on, and she got chased by a mob.
She was looking for the attentive face, and she spit on her.
Yes. They were spitting on her, and she sat down, and she had just completely given up. And the news reporter was asking her, "So, ma'am, are you saying that you still don't go to school? And she was saying nothing. He said, so you're not going to say anything? And she was just like, she wasn't saying anything. It was yelling out the N-word at her and everything. And she was surrounded by this mob. What saved her?
Her, this lady, she was like, one day y'all came with your head.
And she took this black girl and she led her out through all the mob and made her and make sure she got into the school bus or onto the wherever she was going, the car safely so she can go home. Oprah Winfrey back in 1996, she did a documentary on the Little Rock Nine, and they were all there at her, on the show. And you also had like 3 white people, and they had like the lady who helped Elizabeth to get into the car. She was there, and she thanked her and everything. And she was like, she was harassed after that. When they were in school, one of the black guys did not have a social studies book, so one of the white girls scooted her desk over to his, and she was like, you can share with me. Because she did that, she got death threats. She was taunted. She was mistreated, attacked, just because she showed niceness to this person or kindness to this person. Not only was she threatened, but her whole family's life was threatened, just because they had one incident. When Oprah Winfrey had these 9, they were all like in their 60s at that point. It was like 1996, and they had 2 more people. 2 more, one white man and one white lady. And one white lady, she was actually in one of the very popular pictures. The pictures that you see of the photos of the Little Rock Nine. She was in one of the photographs screaming. She was one of the ones that was on Oprah, and she was crying and saying how she could not believe that she did that. And she asked him to forgive her. And she said she did it not so much out of hate, but out of ignorance. And the man, he was like, he was so sorry for what he did, and he said he did it out of peer pressure. Just because he felt like if everybody else doing it, I should do it. And they were talking about how they hunted them all those years. They had hunted them for like decades. That they did that with those people. But the Little Rock Nine actually told them how they forgave them and all that. But it was really, if you have time to look it up, it's really a good interview. Yeah. So tonight you're gonna have to you have a 1 essay question, and it's basically to write about the Little Rock Nine. It's not a whole lot. It's just I think like 3 paragraphs, 2-3 paragraphs. So in that test or in that essay, just make sure you put everything that you can in that small amount of time or in that small amount of space. So I don't need names because I think y'all pretty much familiar with the names. I don't need names, or we're gonna just call them Little Rock Nine. And I want to know the case and the how are they emotions, kind of stuff we discussed today. Okay. Any questions before tonight at all? None?
Wait, so the test right here is just that little line?
No, it's the long essay question. So it's like a box. Yeah.
How many?
I don't know if I don't see another YouTube. That's not even I have a question about the test. Is anybody have a question about the test tonight?
Yes. What time are you putting it on?
I'm gonna put it on before I leave.
How many questions is on? Like 1 through 22?
No, one question for the social studies. Social studies, you got English here.
Okay.
All right.
Wait, what time do we?
Huh?
Do we get out like at 9?
Yeah. Thank you, everybody.